Hello Giants fans, welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants lost to the Royals today 6-5, and it's really unbelievable the way they couldn't lock it down, having a 4-0 lead. And it's just, what we've seen today is pitchers that they're supposed to be able to count on have just messed up, and that's not good at all. So they scored 6 runs, including on a home run from Lamont Wade Jr. Sean Manaea pitched 6 innings, allowed 1 run, so that's a pretty good start for him. I think the Giants, as far as where they go with their matchups, and that's really the way they're going with their rotation right now. They're taking it, I think, really day to day, on a day-to-day basis in terms of who they pitch against the opponent's starting lineup, how to get the best results. I actually think that's a pretty good way the Giants are taking it. I mean, they should never skip a Logan Webb start unless his struggles continue. But other than that, I think the way they're trying to match up to produce the most positive results is good. But they just couldn't lock it down today. After Manaea pitched 6, Ross Stripling relieved him. And I really think it was the intention for Stripling to pitch 3 innings and get the save, close out the game. But he didn't do that. He allowed 4 runs to blow the save and get it tied with the Royals. Now, Stripling's pitched twice for the Giants, including today. And both of them have just been pretty bad starts. I mean, he allowed 4 runs in 5 innings his last one, and this time he blew the save. So Ross Stripling is not pitching well for the Giants. He came in with a 4-run lead today, and that wasn't enough for him to lock it down. I mean, this with Stripling, it's concerning because he should be better than this. And you just see the Giants were just using strategic pitching today, and they were hoping that this unconventional strategy of sometimes having a starter come in out of the bullpen and wrap up the middle innings or the final few innings of a game, that strategy the Giants were hoping it was going to work, and it still seems in general like a pretty good thing, but it didn't work today. Ross Stripling just blew it. And then Camilo Doval in the 9th inning with a tied game, he allowed the go-ahead run. It's just that scenario where Doval is going to have to get better. He locks down a lot of saves for the Giants, but it's just been a trend last year. I think we saw this a lot where he failed in a lot of 9th and extra inning games, and that I think was very detrimental for the Giants. Overall, it was a pretty good year for Doval, but I just think in some of those tied games, he just wasn't doing it, and he didn't do it today. So I would say if there's an area where he's got to get better, that is the main one. So, I don't know, just a bad day for the Giants today. I totally expected them to win. And these 2 games against the Royals, the first one seemed like they should have won. I mean, they didn't really blow a lead or anything, but I mean, I don't know who scored first, but Alex Cobb went 7 innings yesterday and gave up 2 runs, so it would have seemed like that would have been a good one for the Giants, but hitting wasn't there, and today hitting was there. I mean, they got 6 runs down, but it was late inning pitching that it just didn't do it. That they need to be consistently good there, and they just weren't today. So I don't know what we're supposed to think like next time Ross Stripling takes them out as a starter. I mean, what we saw from him today, I don't know what that implies about his capability as a starter. His last start, it wasn't too good. He allowed 4 runs in 5 innings. And whether the Giants are just maybe not making the best decisions about who to match Stripling up against, or whether it's just that he can't get his pitching together and They're using him in the best way they can. He just can't get it together. I don't really know all the ins and outs of that, but it's just bad. And their loss today, they're basically the way they threw away a 4-run lead. And you do wonder too, should Stripling have stayed in long enough to allow those 4 runs? I mean, I see why. Just don't get me wrong here. I totally see why. The plan was for him to pitch 3 innings. I mean, I don't have proof of this, but I'm pretty sure the plan was for him to pitch 3 innings. I mean, he wasn't just coming in there to get 3 or 4 outs. He was really doing long relief work, according to my understanding. So I can totally see why he wasn't pulled. But again, I mean, if you're just going to let the game get away from you, that's what the Giants did. They just kind of let the game get away from them and ultimately lost it. So I still don't know that I see it justified leaving Stripling in that long when there were other bullpen options. And of course, you're just always hoping that a guy's going to get it together. I understand that, but it just didn't work today. So I think the Giants do need to be aggressive in taking pitchers out when things are going wrong. And that is, I mean, I gotta be honest with, I've made this point before about the way their rotation is really working right now. I think they do have that flexibility, even say after 3 innings. I think they're gonna have that flexibility going forward to take a starter out if there's a good reason to. But I'd say they should have just gone with their late inning relievers, maybe Taylor or Tyler Rogers could have come in. I'm just not sure that Stripling should have stayed in as long as he did. And Doval, I mean, well, he's got the 3-batter minimum rule and everything. And I think in his case, the Giants were just reasonably expecting him to get out of the inning, and he didn't. So that's the stuff that's going to have to change. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.